What's the story, everybody? Just download that podcast there if you know what I mean? About addiction. It's a killer. Ruins your whole life. You might have fun at the time when you're doing it, but all the shit just comes to an end. The people around you, everything. Once you lose money, they're gone. You know what I mean? The only thing that you can do is just move on. The only thing that stays the same is everything keeps changing. And there was one thing I got told by a priest a few years ago, and I'll never forget it. It's about suicide. It's awareness, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I still hear home and I still remember it to this day. It was only about 10 when he told me. I'm 32 now and I still remember it. Like it was yesterday. He always says to me, like, never make a long term decision for a short term problem. And I never understood it at the time. But then when I started losing friends over suicide because they were taking drugs or they were in debt over drugs or selling and had to fucking up. But at the same time, they took a long term decision for a short term problem. You know what I mean? Like they, you can pay a bill for drugs. You can get over addiction. As long as you talk to people and get ask for help, it's okay to not be okay, like they say. You know what I mean? The only thing that stays keep moving is motion. Motion is like the ocean; it doesn't stop moving. It's basically like the law of attraction. You know what I mean? You put your body's always vibrating. Even when you die, if you took your skin cells, they'd be still moving around. How do you think your body decomposes and rots away? You know what I mean? And that's the same with drugs. Like you take them to get away from everything that's troubling you. Like if you're depressed, you don't know what to do with life. You don't know what you're doing with yourself. But at the same time, like you have responsibilities, but you can't keep them because I don't know. It's like boredom as well. And if you have money there, like especially if you're around people that sell drugs and are doing better than you in life, it makes you want to do better. But at the same time, you kind of keep falling into relapse into the same pattern that you're doing, failing at things. But what you need to do is your body's in a paradigm, basically. From what you've grown up as a child, like when you were born, you were like a sponge. So the people around you, if they were in poverty, didn't have money on the welfare, you know what I mean? Then your brain is automatically taking that in. And then when you are hit about 4 or 5, you can start actually thinking for yourself, but you're thinking the way other people have been around you when you grew up. Like when you're a child, subconsciously, you're programmed to think like that and think it's okay. But it's not. Like you know what I mean? Like you can change your own vibration in your body and set yourself on a path that you want. Not that what's around you or you're a product of your environment or you can't do this or you can't do that. There's no such thing, like you know what I mean? You might fail at doing it, but next time you try and do it, you know not to do the same thing that you done and you failed. That's all I'm saying, like you know what I mean? I thought I'd get out my chest and say this to people. And I've been through it myself, I'm not gonna lie. I'd say everybody that watching this knows. But I'm at the starting to realise that family is more important than my reputation with people that don't even give a fuck about me basically. They were there for me what I had, material objects. But when I lost every material object, everybody was gone. When I stopped doing what I was doing and making money and set, yourself, everybody's gone. The only people that are still there was my family, my kids, and I thought to myself, "Do you know what? At the same time as I wanted all these people and I want to keep my reputation of being one of the boys, chilling out, doing this, having a few drinks. I kind of looked at it and says, "Do you know what? I don't want my child to go through this, and I wouldn't put anybody else's child through this. So why should I act like that around my own when I hated it growing up? You know what I mean?" So I was kind of basically not noticing myself that the path I was on, that's not the kind of path I want for my child to follow. So I had to make my own path, a new path. Yeah, I failed a couple of times. I relapsed a couple of times. I will be honest, as you do. But there's no such thing as can't. It's how am I going to do it? Not I can't do that. I can't get this. It's how am I going to do that? How am I going to get this? I have to do this to get that. You know what I mean? And people might laugh at this video, but I just think it might help. If it helps one person, I'll be happy. You know what I mean? And I would like it to help a lot more people because I guarantee the people that are watching this, your friends have died from suicide. Your family members have died from suicide, and it affects everybody in the same way, whether they know it or not. They're losing a part of their soul because they're losing someone they love, someone they grew up knowing, someone's brother, someone's sister, someone's auntie, someone's uncle. You know what I mean? Someone's child. At the same time, drugs is the main source of every problem. But yeah, people are profiting from it, and it's the best profit and the easiest profit. But at the same time, you're taking the biggest risk. You have to always watch your back. For people coming after you, people trying to rob you, people trying to rip you off, making sure you don't fuck up, making sure you pay your bills, and all this stress, you don't even realise it. It's what your parents and what your environment was as a kid, and you don't know because it's subconsciously you think this is the right way because everybody's doing it. Or I want fancy cars like them. Oh, yeah, I'd love to have all the stuff they have, fancy clothes, Rolexes and all. Why? At the same time, if a clock tells the same time as a Rolex, the people that have all this shit, ask them, are they happy? They're not. Why do you think they keep selling and going bigger and bigger to try and make themselves happy? At the end of the day, people take drugs and, and they just do it to get rid of their problems. Even if it's for a split second, they're still escaping that world. And it's not a nice thing to do. So I see it's basically hitting home with everybody because if you're around drugs all your life, you're gonna think that's okay and it's good for people. But you at the same time you're seeing all these drug dealers with nice cars, Rolexes and all. That's material things. You know what I mean? They go to prison for 10 years. Where's all the mates? They're gone. The only people that will still be there for them is their family. And basically that's what I'm seeing. I don't need people around me telling me, oh, can we go and do this, can we go and do that. I have my son, I have my daughter, and I have more fun with them than I ever did with anybody. And like, I have mates, yeah, but I don't have actual friends. I have mates, but I have family. And like they say, I have family that's not blood, and blood that's not family. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with drugs. Once you're on them, if you're just escaping your problems for a split second just to make you more happier, to get you through the day. That's what you do. Everybody has done it, and I guarantee people that you wouldn't even expect is on something. Like even if it's to give you energy to clean your house, you're taking a little sniff here and there just to escape reality because you can't handle it. But the thing is, you have to keep the vibration of your body positive to attract good people. If you have good people in your life, you'll want what they have because you see them actually genuinely happy in reality. And I have a lot of people that be there with fancy cars, Rolexes and all, and they're not happy. They want to be bigger, they want to be better. At the same time, ask them how the kids what the kids think of them. They couldn't tell you. Most of them can't even tell you their kids' date of birth. You know what I mean? So you got to respect people. So that's basically life in like around addictions and drugs and all. Like you're never gonna be happy until you actually see reality and know what's going on and choose your own path. So people will be there for you when you have all these material things like drugs, Rolexes, cars, but you lose it all the second that you haven't got drugs or material things that people like. But you still have your family, and that's the only thing that will still be there at the end of the day. So all I want to say that's I just had to get that on my chest because I know it hits home with a lot of people. because I guarantee you grew up in the drug environment. So that's why I'm saying you need to make your own path, choose your own vibration, and the only reputation you should care about is what your family think about you. Because when you do sell drugs and you go to prison and get caught, they're the only people that's there. Your friends aren't, because they're not real friends. They're around you for what you have, not what you want. They're not good for you. So realise what's around you and who's around you for what you want. So it's up to yourself whether you like this video, laugh or not. I'm just telling you what I think. Thanks.